The impact of sedentarism due to the COVID-19 home confinement on muscular, cardiovascular, and metabolic health. Physiological and pathophysiological implications and recommendations for physical and nutritional countermeasures. The COVID-19 pandemic is posing a very serious challenge to our societies as entire populations self-isolate and live in home confinement for weeks to months. This has forced all citizens to become inactive and adopt sedentary behaviors, reducing their daily activity-induced expenditure by 35 to 40%. This paper describes how inactivity negatively impacts the body at the level of the muscular, cardiovascular, metabolic, endocrine, and nervous system. Loss of muscle mass occurs rapidly within just 2 days of inactivity, and this is associated with fiber denervation, neuromuscular junction damage, upregulation of protein breakdown, and suppression of muscle protein synthesis. Inactivity also affects glucose homeostasis, as it reduces skeletal muscle insulin sensitivity. This generally precedes muscle atrophy and negative changes in body composition. Additionally, aerobic capacity is impaired at all levels of the oxygen cascade, and this is associated with an increased mortality rate. Overfeeding in sedentary individuals results in a positive energy balance. This may lead to excess fat deposition, which is associated with systemic inflammation, activation of antioxidant defense, and greater muscle loss. These deleterious effects caused by sedentarism may be diminished by the following recommendations. Firstly, participate in daily exercise, including both low-intensity, high-volume strength training and aerobic activity. Secondly, reduce your time spent sitting and take intermittent walking breaks between long sitting periods. Thirdly, monitor your activity and achieve to take at least 5,000 steps per day. Reduce your caloric intake by 15 to 25%, reduce meal frequency, and increase the fasting period between dinner and breakfast. Consume more fresh vegetables, good quality protein sources, seeds, nuts, and monosaturated fats. Avoid high glycemic index, glycemic load, and insulinemic foods. Eat 1.3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And lastly, eat 40% of calories for breakfast, 30% of calories for lunch, and 30% for dinner.